Yes, we are extraterrestrial. We are KNR. It's time for us to do radio according to Blissful Farm. Oh, Nkosanofefe. Betunani. It was the sendings and puttings. And yeah, I'm not sure okuba really ipina into mhlawumbe ke sakhile sive ke pha kubaphulaphula babukeleyo ngelixesha nabaphulaphuleyo okuba bona bathini na bathi ke again andivakali mna kuba ke besijongile Khabulisi.
Blissful greetings to everyone listening to us this morning. KNR.
Yes, ndinyuse kwanto elapha kum. Hopefully sakwazi ke uncedakala noma Phiwana. She's here trying to assist us kulo mcimbi mphulaphula obukeleyo ngelixesha kasithethele nawe pha kwinantsika yakho ku Facebook okanye ku YouTube wena mntu ubukeleyo nawe ke pha kunomathotholo ngathi sekhona ingxaki ephazamisa usasazo lwethu esingavuyayo ke into basincedisane kule nto. Blissful Farm is here and kungakubi uba singazi ngo-Blissful Farm, but i-Blissful Farm inje bangabantwana ikrobisa nansi amhle umuntu wakhona kaphinde sisheke emaphiwana sive kucala lakho uba sithini na masiphinde sibulise ke sikwamkele Sisinhle.
Molweni bethunani nonke ngale nyanga ye-heritage. I'm at KNR from Blissful Farm.
Yes, Blissful Farm. Blissful Farm ke ifama cebo kuhle ke apha ke eMonti Thornfleet Road, but sifuna ukuyiva kahle uba waqala njani nasana lam and besenza ntoni kuba ifama enomahluko, ifama elihlaza, if I put it like that. Sisinhle, what is blissful about this farm?
So Blissful Farm is about happiness. You know, bliss is happiness. And the whole idea was about holistic wellness. Uyabona ke kukho lanto ithi abantu abazinakekeli and nokubuyela embo ke, because the whole idea was for us to make sure that people can be healed, you know, in different ways. Hence our slogan is healing hearts and minds. We are about healing hearts and minds. That's what we're about.
Umbuzo landilayo uzawuthi how, because kaloku ifama mandidibanisa into yobana kulinyiwe ndizawutya iziqhamo ndizawuthini and ngoku uthetha ngempiliso endinokuyifumana, impiliso yasengqondweni, impiliso yasentliziyweni, impiliso nje holistically. So ndifuna sidadele enzulwini sizokuva kahle the how part. You've mentioned the holistic approach kuyo yonke lento, but ithini man, ithini khawuzaba kuthi sisathela pha ngoku.
So we're an agritourism business, masiqale apho.
Yes.
So agriculture is still the core part of our business.
Sure.
But ithi ke ngokulento, can we now find a balance? Now, what we're all about is balance, life balance.
Sure.
Iqala ke kulanto ukuthi we used to live from our land, and now we live with things that have been fortified and this and the other. So now what we're trying to do is to try and go back a little bit so that we can live a better life. Siyalima ke phaya. So when you come, Blissful Farm, let me first to tell you what's there.
Yeah.
Then you'd understand. So we have, we do hikes, first of all.
Yes.
So that you can get in touch with nature
man.
and all that. And that's a healing part of all this.
Okay.
We've got rivers and dams that water is also a healing element. We do meditations, we do yoga. We also have a restaurant, a private restaurant there. We have accommodation outside and inside. And these things, how they correlate together with the holistic healing is that you're going to eat from our ground.
Sure.
So we siyalima and then we feed you from our garden. From there, obviously, the whole walking and interacting with nature, it's what brings your mind into calmness, into the bliss. Then we deal with the matters of the heart and the mind, because we fight. Sometimes the heart fights with the mind and the mind fights with the heart and all that. That now brings us to a point of mental health issues. Now the core business is mental health wellness.
Nenza lento ngexesha nyani abantu baphantsi koxinezelelo ngokwasengqondweni, ininzi imicelimngeni, ininzi izinto ezijongene nabantu, and now you're saying when you are providing ultimate experience nje umntu must self discovery.
Yes.
Ithini le nto? Because ke sinako ukungazifumani, sinako ukungazazi, sinako ukuzibhuda.
Siyanaulahlekana nebuntu bethu nobuthina actually. So with self-discovery, it is about you knowing what it is exactly that you want, who you are, because sometimes we lose ourselves, as you're saying. And in losing ourselves, sibe all over, which is the point that would bring you to depression sometimes, because you're fighting with yourself, you're fighting with your purpose, you're fighting with who you were actually meant to be. Or uhamba nezambayo. Uyabona ke xa uhamba nezambayo uzawulahleka. And then you get to a point that you're in a stuck state. That stuck state, Tina was saying, let's help you rediscover yourself so that you know why you're in a stuck state, one. Two, you know what it is that you are about, because sometimes you're defined by the people around you. You are defined by your workplace, you're defined by our churches, we're defined by the friends that we have, such that what your purpose is. So we help you actually then hone in what your purpose is, so that you can then be able to live the life that you're meant to live.
I'm going to ask you a question, mhlawumbe ndibuze ekuqaleni. Ususwe yintoni, wasuswa yintoni ukuze ube kanti uzakwenza uBlissful Farm? Intoni le yathi nqaq apha kuwe?
So, Lhoza mandiqale apha ne. I have been in business for 25 years.
Okay, wow.
Namahla
ndenyuka awo, nempumelelo yawo, nokusiyibheka ezantsi kwayo iphinde inyuke.
I'm a typical black entrepreneur that has seen it all. I've been in business for 25 years. I've lost it twice, like lose everything, not have to go back home and live with mom and all that.
And I can't do wrong.
And those are the things that we don't know, that it's okay. Hence, holistic wellness is that it is okay to go through these things. Yes,
and I can't do wrong.
But yeah, when you've lived a certain life, it sometimes becomes difficult for other people. For me, it was not the difficulty. It was the fact that I then went deep into corporate whilst I was consulting. So I've always been in the consulting world for the past 25 years. And so what had happened was that I was tired. I was tired of the environment. I was tired of the toxicity. I was just tired of everything. So I took a sabbatical and I came to East London. I was living in Joburg then. And I came to East London. I'm originally from East London.
Okay.
But I left in 1984 and I came back in 2017.
I was only living in Oxford, but anyway.
Yeah, well, I kept on coming back home.
Okay.
So what really happened was that I was just exhausted, and I wanted to, realign and figure out what do I really want to do. So my background is in marketing and communication.
Okay.
And I'm a strategist by profession. But now I was tired of just doing strategies. I wanted to live life in a different way. I come from a background where my grandmother, we never actually bought vegetables, we never bought meat. And we kind of process the food ourselves. So when you talk about agri-processing, I've been doing it since I was born.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go back to that. So when I came here, I was like, okay, I'm here to relax. I'm here to find myself, the self-discovery.
Yes.
So that's where discovery came through. Is this really what I want to do, what I've been doing and all that? And so I had an aha moment whilst I was in this self-discovery. I went away for a retreat in Thailand, which was done by a South African that lives in Thailand.
Okay.
And I was there for 7 days. And I promise you, when I came back, I was like, why can't I have my own retreat center to help people like me in my own country without them having to pay a lot of money to go to another country and get subjected to all these travel, So it was just about me being tired. And I was like, okay, can I actually help other people that are tired? Having been a business owner, I mean, I've literally been a CEO for the past 25 years. So in other words, I've been an executive all my life. But then also the last years before I actually went on sabbatical was that I was consulting for a company that I was managing almost 7 companies, really. So it meant that now I was really tired. And I had seen how other people are tired. And I wanted to just help other people, you know.
And
yes. So, I mean, like, for instance, just 2 weeks ago, we had people from all over the country retreating at Blissful Farm for a soul cleansing retreat. And these are exactly the people that were there. Some are doctors, you know, and
but they needed
time out. And so we are the place for a time out. You remember I said retreat. So when you retreat, you need to be, your phone needs to be off. If you left your kids, make sure that they've got enough food, they've got everything, they've got emergency numbers for other people. So that whole weekend that you're with us, you're really with yourself. And I realized when we had one of our big corporate clients this past weekend for a secretary day team building, and the ladies, when they were saying, you know, just the moments that we've spent here, we realize that we have not been in touch with ourselves.
Wow.
So that discovery part is that be in touch with yourself.
Be in touch with yourself. Ube ngesixhosa kuzathi ube nomzuzu nesiqu sakho, ube nomzuzu wedwa ethandazini. But ke ndifuna ndijonge ixesha kwaloku kwelakhe lakho lagqitha ndifuna utulishiye. Phulaphula if you have just joined us sincokola nayo sizinhle Mnyaka wakwa Blissful Farm cebo kuhle ke apha ke eMonti kwezi farmers lapha Wild Coast jikeleza route bangaba ke ufamiliar nelicala and sizawuzakhe kodwa details apho. But ndifuna want us to talk about your restoration sessions.
Yes.
Sihamba njani? Uzifumanisile self discovery. You are here. I've lost everything. Ubomi kwaphela ndagowa and I'm here now. Ndizile, ndilapha. And now izikhola ntetho ithi izinto zakho zawubuyiselwa 100-fold bendilahleke. In fact xa undijongile ndisengumpho ucutywe wabekho andifuni ukuthi walahlwa, but I'm here. So ndithini, what does your restoration sessions entailed and kulindeleke uba makwenzeke ntoni kuzo? Khasiqobise sifuna abantu baye.
Okay, so then now that you've discovered yourself, so there's a lot of things that there's a lot of wounds sometimes also that actually are opened by discovering yourself. There are certain things that you realize that you need to unlearn. So now we put together, the heart now needs to correlate with the mind, you know. So we need to first now get to that stage where you say, okay, Gengoku, how do I make sure that I come into terms with this? So we've got different programs that we then introduce. I'm an NLP practitioner, neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, and I'm a life coach, I'm a business coach, I'm an executive management coach. So we use all those different techniques to actually then, depending on what it is that we need to restore, we would then put together programs. We have programs that are easy on people. Hence, you know, you get to take walks, you get to do yoga, you get to meditate, you do soul dancing, you know, you do massages. Oh yes, we've got a spa. How could I have forgotten? So we've got a spa and all that. So, you know, all these programs are put together. Remember, we are a holistic wellness center. Yeah. So you have holistic wellness packages. Approach, yes. The approach is holistic, so that according to what it is that we need to restore.
Sure.
So it's not one size fits all. It's everything is personalized. We are about personal experience. We are very intimate. We're intimate people, so that you can really say that I have really healed the wounds.
Sure.
So we are about healing wounds. I whenever I introduce myself, actually, if I had a chance to start from the beginning to introduce myself, I'm a healer of different notes.
Wow.
I'm an unconventional teacher, and I'm a change angel.
No.
And so the restoration, that's where it starts.
Yes,
that's where it starts. Yes.
Wow.
Which will then come to the third pillar, which is transformation. Because remember, once you discover and you've restored, you then need to transform to your purpose.
Sure.
And that's what we're about. Transformation.
Phulaphuli uyazivela masityebile ne andifuna bendiyitolika ke bendicacisa injengokuba ithetha isilungu sayeka notolikwa nesixhosa asitolikwa sixoxela naye ke usisi wethu uZintle Mnyaka osuka phaa Blissful Farm. Blissful Family?
Yeah, leyo sis.
Blissful Farm.
Blissful Farm, darling.
Kuhlaza.
Kuhlaza sithando. Uthi ungena phaya ube uyiva ibliss nje. The minute you enter our gate, you are in bliss. I promise you, try us.
Wow. The transformation program, because ngale ndlela iva ngayo ingathi mina qala ngokuncokola sendiziva ba in fact
Getting there, ne?
Yebo kusona ndiye nje ngenyawo nje ke ningafumaneki ndifuna sikhuthaza abantu. Sinayo into yokungazijongi, sinayo into hayi uzaba right. That time siyagowa and ke ngoku asigowe siyatravelisha kandlela esimke ngayo kubuthina nokulahlekelwa bubuthina nokungakwazi uzifuna nokungayazi at times into bana kanye before that ndiziluze phi kanti fumanise uba waziluza usena 16.
Yes.
And now unabantwana and awukwazi uzifumana and uyabakhulisa nabo kuba umntana eza xa ukhulisa inkukhu ufaka umbona namanzi ubheke phambili enye nenye uzoziwarisha ngayo. Iyinto abantu esithanda ukuyityeshela ekuzifuneni and ke siphila kwixesha elixakekileyo, ixesha elibhizi, ixesha elinento ezininzi ezisidimandayo, so we really do need ixesha yoba sikhe siyokuthi ubaluleke kangakanani?
Yho, ubaluleke kakhulu because uba ufuna uqhubekeka and have a life of bliss, izawuthi laa nto ukuthi dibanisa ezinto zikulahlekeleyo with the whole process that we're speaking about.
Sure.
So with the transformation, obviously it is also again in line with what it is that you need to do, what it is that your goals, we then set our goals, we map your life basically.
Sure.
In the mapping of your life, we always try and balance. Your wheel of life is very important for us.
Yes.
Because if your wheel of life is in extremes, then you are never going to live the life of bliss. Whilst we're putting that together, remember all the different elements, your spirituality, your financial element, your career, your social element, your environment. It all these things, they play a role in your ubuntu bakho.
Yeah.
So must transform what your goals are, then needs to speak to what you are doing, the steps that you take forward now that you've transformed, now that you've discovered and transformed, you need to then say, and restored. You then say again, as you transform, what steps do you take so that you don't go back to land and then you also recognize, the triggers when when as you're transforming, as you go ahead, but how do you manage those triggers and ke besike sathetha wathi usizi bathi coach Z ke most yabanye abantu wathi coach Z, when this thing happens, this is what you need to actually then do. Or if ndiyabona ukuthi ndiyasilela kwezaa zinto bendithe ndizawuzenza, I mean, you'd have a life plan. You've got goals. Ukuthi ndifuna uba yi-CEO, of a global company at some stage, or I want to be on a global stage, or whatever it is that you wish for. How do you get there? Yeah. So abanye abantu ifana laa nto athi I'm going to be rich, and I think I want to speak about that a little because the young adults that are becoming want to be entrepreneurs, or those who just want to go into business. Opening a business is just, ndine shop, but there's a lot of other underlying things that you need to do in each and everything that we do in life. So take the steps, be aware of what it is that you need to get there, and be ready of mhlambi as you go ahead. There are things as umva. Remember, I said it's been 25 years. This month, by the way, it's a very great month for me. On the 28th of September, I celebrate 25 years in business.
Wow.
And I'm saying it has not been a smooth sailing road. There are things that I have learned. There are things that I've repeated. That in that repeating, and I recognize, okay, this is how I should be doing things and all that. So be ready. As you set those goals, as you walk with the mapping is, if you've mapped your life and you're walking that, you know, those wounds that you now they won't heal immediately. You can't come to us for a weekend or for a week and then you think I'll be right. It's a journey, and I want people to understand life is a journey to be lived, and you just need to love life, and it's going to love you back.
Yeva, love life uzakuthanda back, and yijeni yonke lento awuzuvela uthi boom kubuye pha weekend. And mhlawumbi abanye abantu bathatha ixesha engakanani ke, ikhona umuntu athi jonga ndivile ndi-right, but I think kufuneka ndiphinde ndabuyela kukho indawo and okanye mhlawumbi we spoke about into ze-triggers. Umuntu mhlawumbi kukho into eqoma I've been there, done that, ndiyayibona leya, mhlawumbi kunokulibala okanye kunantoni. Abantu bathatha ixesha engakanani umuntu aphinde aqomba, okanye ukube nazo cases zinjalo umuntu aphinde athi ndifuna ukhe ndiphinde ndibuye ndiphinde ndizothatha amandla.
So we encourage people, you can't discover and restore and transform in one session. The discovery alone, there's a process that you need to go through in order to make sure what in that discovery, is it really that you've discovered, or are there other underlying issues?
Sure.
Some of them we might find out in that weekend that you came. We usually say when you spend a week, at least you'd have then been able to take things piece by piece.
Okay.
But should you have been afforded only a weekend, or you can only afford to be with us for a weekend, Masiyazi ukuthi nyani, what you've discovered is what is really making you to being stuck in life, or sometimes you're not even stuck, but you're just confused about what it is that you want. Hey, ndiyarhalela okanye bendicinga but andikho sure, singabikho sure mos ngezinto esizenza, and which is fine, because sometimes that's when you're finding and discovering yourself truly. But ke ngoku, now that you've discovered izinto the wounds, one is what I see is that we first carry a lot of wounds, and those wounds are making us to be stuck and such that we can't move forward. So what it says is that when you are doing all that, encourage come and see us at least for each and every element of the pillars. Uzaqala uzodiscoverisha sikunike izinto efuneka sikunike zona uzahamba nazo uyozenza ude ube alright, ubuye si-assess ke ngoku. But ke ngoku ungabuyanga, we've got coaching sessions that we can actually put together. So ungabuyanga immediately, mhlambi you'd have six, so we've got this 6-week session where you've got every week you get in touch with whatever coach that you are, whether it's a transformational coach, whether it's a heart intelligence coach, or it depends whether it's a map for life coach, or whether you need to see we do have psychologists that we work with. So if it's a clinical issue, then you go and first deal with your clinical issues before, because coaching is not counseling. Coaching is us helping you to take the step to the next level of your life.
Wow. Masingayiqonqothi yonke manje mabaziyele 0663882629 if you want to get in touch with them, okanye ubavizitele kuwebsite www.blissfulfarm.co.za. Ininzi lento, and ithetha ukuthi nyani it's not one size fits all. Awuzusebenzisa blanket approach, nxa kuzama azofana nezakho, umgo wakho uzofana nowam, mhlawumbi wam unida you know, the psychology part, okanye wakho spiritual, okanye wakho u10 wakho hayi wethu mhlawumbi yingulo physically, so uzawudilishana naleyo about na, okanye mhlawumbi you just need to connect with nature. Ndim ke umuntu we-nature, hence I'm a hiker, kuzofuneka qha ndikhe ndiye kule route yabo khe ndiyoyijonga. Well, yintoni enye into man ingathi khona into ofana uyayithetha ongayithethiyo, ikhona into ofana uba eyivane ndinqothi ndizenze spiritual okanye spiritual yonke le nto, ingathi khona ifanele uba xale baphulaphuli xa sizawuyeka, okanye mandithi amazwi akho okugqibela.
Wow.
Wakunceda njani usitha ngexesha sacingayo? Yes.
Look, Usita has helped me to rearrange they've helped me at least twice actually, so I'm very grateful. Ndi kuphulo lo develop Now, whatever that we're using currently is what we found when we actually bought the property. But now the dream is bigger, and it's bigger than what you would see right now, and it's bigger than what you hear me say. Now, anything that's big, it needs money. And you do know what Tina Asinayo Moses are millions. Ne? So now there are processes in each and every business which you have to go through in order to Now, the prep for that, SEDA has been helping me with it.
Nice.
Including the fact that I needed to have architects, I needed to have engineers, I needed to have all different services in order for us to get to the stage where kutwa ready for singafando. It's a very long process, but they've been holding my hand bit by bit, and I'm grateful that they are doing something, for us as entrepreneurs.
Siyabulela Sida, usebenze kakhulu. This interview is brought to you by uSida Eastern Cape lapha ephondweni. Ndiyabona xa usacinga mandincedise ngohlobo. Where to from now? We are here. You've mentioned into the architectural structures mhlawumbe ufuna uzenza because ufuna ufaka singamona Blissful Farm mhlawumbe kwenye idolophu ujongephi unabasebenzi abangaphi ngoku into yakho. What are your future plans?
Yes, oh my word. So Blissful Farm, the future of Blissful Farm is definitely having a Blissful Farm in all 9 provinces.
Nice.
It started in the Eastern Cape because it's my hometown. Yes, it's my hometown. And yes, when you spoke spiritually, it was a calling for me to come back home and give back to where I come from. And I ran away from it for 5 years. And then eventually, I got back home, and things, I started seeing things, moving and shifting and all that. Yes, they've taken longer, but the future is that we are really hoping to have Blissful Farm everywhere. But also, we want to be a training ground. I'm passionate about CSI. My people around me, especially the ones that I work with, they always say, because you're always giving. I'm always giving, and it's in me, and there's nothing else I can do. But there's a school that's next to us. We give to Vanani Primary School quite a lot, and I'm hoping that people can support us in that also. Our Green Foundation does that work. So there's a lot of things that we do. As I said, we help up and coming businesses also. So some of the things that we actually have, we would then source out from up and coming businesses.
Sure.
So I'm about giving back. We are about changing lives. We are about experiences, and Blissful Farm wants to be out there and making sure that people are healed. I love it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. There are things that we need to unlearn. There are things if niggas is pinned,
actually, you can come tomorrow. Can you come tomorrow?
Yes. How about Tanpumab?
Yeah, that's true.
I think I need okay, mhlawumbe ngafumana nje massage khona usisi onesho riphaya
Tamara best
nanguya
well she gives the best.
Yes ndiyabona usisi wakho ifuneka iyahliyekile into yoba nguye osivocavocayo. But thank you so much for your time. Masibulele ngenxa yexesha funeke ke siyisongile kanye ke kuloo ndawo kodwa sivile. Upho Blissful Farm ufumaneka phi social media?
So Blissful Farm Use Thornplay Road, which is just behind Farmarama on the Wild Coast Jikeleza route. This is the one that you take Sheffield Road when you're going to Ecinta. Tina would just literally from Upper KNR, we are literally 12 minutes away. So what it means that asikudanga kodwa ke ngoku uthi nethi uthi short left uzibona ukuthi uphumile from the hustle and bustle. And you find us on Blissful Farm we are Blissful Farm on Facebook. We're Blissful Farm Blissful Farm.el on IG, Instagram, and we are on www.blissfulfarm.co.za. We have a new number 072 338 76
072
338 6476.
Ebenana manje ndiflight number apha ekwiflyer ndiyayixolisela baphulaphuli nantsi enye le yayitshintshiwe otherwise ibikhona lapha kwiflyer lo msasazi kangenzi homework nakufaka inamba endala bethu nozinhle banje ke 072 338 6476 that's a number ke onoyisebenzisa xa ufuna uqhagamshelana nabo okanye bavizitele pha kuwebsite yabo www.blissfulfarm.co.za. Blissful Farm, they are healing hearts and minds. Ikhawuziphi ithuba uhambe ke nawo kuyonyangwa wedwa umphefumlo inhliziyo yakho ushiya abantwana not useyibona abafuna unyango mhlawumbi sowude wagula wakuphuphumela nakubo so bayafuna ubona umzali ophinde waphila khona ukuze nabo bangachaphazeleki abantwana bathizelwa ligazi.
We've got family programs also where we actually so all our programs they speak to healing the whole family. So we change lives holistically. Remember, everything about us is holistic wellness.
Sure.
Uyachaphazela bonke umuntu uyachaphazela ifana nasemsebenzini because ke we specialize on team buildings and retreats for corporates also.
Sure.
So you find that ukuthi ufike ubleedele on your colleagues. So we then help those colleagues integration, what we call social and team cohesions. We do those also.
Inkulu ityebile sesigqibe namhlanje umuntu makawuzivela inamba ku 072 338 6476 okanye blissfulfarm.co.za. Mandiphinde ndikhumbuze olodlwana ndlebe liphathelwe ngeminqweno emihle enkabakwa Eastern Cape. Sisuke Zintle zizi coach Z masibulele kakhulu ngexesha lakho wangoba anganandisela and enlarge your tents onke amaphupho eminqweno nemithandazo yenu ibe kanti izorofezekiseka ngoku nothi dala. Siwabone Blissful Farm kumaphondo onke oluthobe loMzantsi Afrika and kuba ngaba inkosi yavuma extend tents to Africa.
To Africa, yes.
Why not?
Definitely.
Why not? Well, somkhulu umsebenzi oniwenzileyo useza mkhulu unosezayo phambi kwenu nyani siyathandaza ukuthi xa nincede. Thank you. Siyabulela ngexesha lenu Blissful Farm masithi kwelicala sibulela kusizinhle ngokuba ethe wabe kanti ke usiphumzuzu bazohlala nathi apha namhlanje. Thank you so much baphulaphuli nam ke that's it for today. Selefuneka ke ndisongile yonke nje into sizokhalisa ke siqoshelisa imicimbi yethu. Thank you so much for choosing us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Gama lami nguLhoza Wamamfene ndingumzukulwana ndamkhulu Machule nomakhulu nokhwezi. Masdibana catch me on Monday right between 6 and 9 same website www.kithngesi.radio.com. ngale Blissful Farm, ngale Blissful Mind, ngale Blissful Heart mandinishiye nani ke nibe ne blissful weekend. Yayiva.